In this video, we're going to take a look at a brand new flashlight from the folks at Olight, which is designed with hunters and search and rescue in mind, because this is a serious long distance thrower. Olight is calling this the longest throw flashlight they've ever made. I got to say, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think you will be too. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the folks at Olight were kind enough to send me one of their new Javelot. Maybe it's Javelot. Let's, what do you think? This is their latest entry into the long-range flashlight category. And one thing I've noticed about this is you might see right off the bat, it's not some big honking boat anchor looking flashlight. It's really pretty handy. It's just a very, very good size. I think they've done some pretty cool things with this. We're going to talk about those right after this word from one of our sponsors. This video is sponsored by Big Daddy Unlimited. Big Daddy Unlimited is a membership-based buyers club, and as a member, you have the ability to buy guns, ammo, shooting supplies, knives, tactical gear, just all sorts of things at a huge discount. And right now, you can get a 30-day trial membership for 99 cents a month. I'm a member, and it's definitely saving me money. I'll put a link in the description below and one right up here. You can go check them out for the first month for just 99 cents. See if you think it's going to be a good deal for you. I know for me it was. Okay, we're back. So we're talking about the Olight, and we'll call it the Javelot because that sounds more continental. So let me just get this out of the way right up front. I don't think this flashlight is going to be for everybody. And I'm just going to kind of give you a look at it while I'm talking, rambling briefly, because everybody says I usually move stuff around too much. So I'm going to try to do slow. But anyway, I don't think this flashlight is going to be for everybody because this is a $200 flashlight. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that say, why in the world would anybody need a $200 flashlight? Well, I'm going to tell you, the two categories of people I think that this could be very applicable and very relevant towards. And that is anybody who does search and rescue or spends any time on the water. And I'm going to kind of lump those two together. Even if you're not search and rescue, if you have a boat, you do a lot of boating, you do any night boating, night fishing, or anything else, this could be really handy. It reaches out a little over half a mile, 1,080 meters with 2,100 lumens, which is good for 10 minutes, by the way, which is pretty impressive. Whether you're searching for somebody, you're trying to rescue something, or you're just looking for those stumps sticking up out of the lake, this could be pretty handy. The other category of people I think this really might be useful for and could be worthwhile for is people that do night hunting. Whether you're hog hunting or varmint hunting or whatever you're hunting at night, legally, of course, this thing could really reach out there and light up your target and especially help you. You know, you want to see what you're shooting at, right? That's always good. That's always a good practice. So I think those two categories of people, this definitely is kind of where this light is aimed and geared towards. And those are the kind of, if you're one of those categories, yeah, this might be something you want to check out. So anyway, having said that, let's talk about the specs real quick. We'll get to doing some of the night shots. I'm actually going to take this thing to the range and see how well it performs with some actual rounds shot down range with this thing mounted on a rifle and see how well the shock and the recoil, if it has any effect on it. And then we'll come back and wrap this up. But, okay, so before we get to the night shots and the range footage, let's talk about the specs of this thing real quick. First of all, it features a Cree HXP35 high neutral white LED with a really clear glass lens and a very smooth reflector. The head diameter of this thing is 2.48 inches. For those of you still stuck in that old metric system, that is 63 millimeters. I know I'm going to get comments about that. And if that's you, you don't need to take your units of measurement quite so seriously. Anyway, the length of the flashlight is 9.72 inches, which is 247 millimeters. The body diameter is 1.02 inches or 26 millimeters. So there's that. And the weight is, how much does this thing weigh? The weight is 13.4 ounces or 380 grams. It's IPX8 waterproof. It doesn't say anything about drop resistant. I'm not dropping this thing. It's a $200 flashlight. You don't just throw $200 flashlights around. That would be silly. You wouldn't do that to your phone, would you? So anyway, features the Olight kind of signature magnetic tail switch, which functions as not only a tail switch, but also a charging port and also a connection point for the pressure switch. Some really cool kind of knurling, very, man, this is, if you're working in a marine environment, this is going to be really helpful to you. Then it also features a side switch, so it's kind of a dual mode activation. And then the battery pack is integral. You don't have to change these batteries. You just charge it with the magnetic tail switch. So that's pretty cool. Talk about the light levels real quick, and we'll wrap this up because I am absolutely, I know, rambling already. So it features 4 different light levels. The lowest is 15 lumens, good for 8 days. Next up is 150 lumens, good for 23 hours. And the next is 600 lumens, good for 5 hours. And at the turbo level, it is 2100 lumens, good for 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, it's going to cycle down to 1000 lumens for 130 minutes. So a little over 2 hours there. I'm going to show you, this thing also comes in a, it's a $200 flashlight. So it comes in a really nice carrying case. And it also comes with it a nice little belt holster and the charging cable with a magnetic charger on it. Kind of just basically, you've seen this before, just sticks on like that and charges into a USB. Pretty cool there. So there's the specs and details, hopefully a little close-up shots of this thing without me waving it all over the camera. Let's cut to the night shots. We'll cut to the range footage. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. Okay, so as soon as I got ready to leave to make the night shots, it started raining, but we're just going to continue to endeavor to persevere. It is, we're up at a local golf course. We can see the lightning there, but we're going to go ahead and try this thing on the different light levels. Let me just turn it on. Here is the low. You can see it's the camera does a really bad job of picking it up. It's just a little hot spot there. That's the 15 lumens. If we go up one time, it's going to take it to the 150 lumens, and it's shining out there pretty good. That spot you see is about 60 feet away. We're going to take it on up to the next level, which is going to be 600 lumens, and you can see it's starting to shine out there, and still the camera does a really horrible job of showing it. But we're going to take it up, we're going to double it up to the 2100 lumens and see what happens. And there's the 2100 lumens, and you can see, man, I wish you could see because I'm shining at the top of the hill up there. And that thing is absolutely just like rocking the house, which you can't see because the camera's not catching it. I'm really disappointed in my old camera here. But man, that thing is really doing a good job. Let's see what we can do here. Well, okay, so now I've got the low light setting on. Let's see if that does any good. Well, it sure does shine up the top of the hill up there. So you see right up that is where you're seeing there is only about 40 yards away. The very top of the hill up there, which you can't see, is about 600 yards away, and I can see it pretty clearly with my eyeballs. If there was a critter up there, I'd be able to see it. Let's try taking a look at the high school over there. That's the high school football field. Well, let's just see if I can shine my light up there and you can see something now. Maybe you can. Does that help at all? Maybe you can see a little better there. You can see that, hey, since it's already lighted up, or definitely that's like probably at least a couple hundred yards away up there. It really does light up that building. Turn it off. See the difference? I mean, it's like crazy good. So there's that. So we're using the 150 lumens shined against my truck to kind of illuminate the video. And I wish you could see that. Hopefully I can catch that in editing, but I know I was hitting the top of a hill about 650 yards away at the golf course here, and it was pretty bright. And again, it's raining, kind of misty outside, so that's probably cutting down on some of the ability for this thing to reach anyway. And then we're going to click it up to the 600 lumens, and just, oh, there's the 600, and it's stinking bright. And then we'll just reflect it off the truck. There's the power of the sun. So we'll put it back to 150. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Hopefully you could tell something from looking at the high school over there. It's a little bit better. You know, this camera just not doing it. So, but this thing is super bright, and it really does reach out there. And you could definitely see on the camera, at least I could see on the viewfinder, it looked like a laser beam sticking out there, but it's really got a pretty good sized spot also. So let me just show you real quick out in the grass one time where you can kind of see it, and then we'll wrap this up because it's raining. So you can kind of see around it. Kind of see those trees out there. So that tree that you're looking at right there is probably about 150 yards away. There it is. So you can see it now. That's the tree. It's at least 150 yards away. So there we go. Okay, I'm here at the range with the Olight Javelot mounted on my CMMG 7.62x39 Resolute, and I'm going to put some rounds down range in this thing just to see how well the flashlight holds up to the recoil. Let's get to it. Should be empty. Yep. So, you see, flashlight's still working. So that's 20 rounds. Okay, well, there's 40 rounds through, and the flashlight still working. It's working fine. 40 rounds of 7.62 by 3.9. So, got to call this one call that one good. I mean, I guess I could shoot hundreds of rounds, but I don't have hundreds of rounds. So there we go. So that's the range footage here from the Olight Javelot or Javelot Pro, depending upon your pronunciation. Okay, well, that was some night shots and some range footage on a 7.62 by 3.9 rifle. So it's a full-size rifle where I had this thing mounted to. As you can see, I think it did a great job on all of it. I really liked that it reached out there. I know the camera never seems to pick that up as well, but it definitely reached out there at the, you know, a long distance and maintained a really good beam. I can't see that far, so if you got a scope or whatever, it's probably gonna be really helpful. But it did do a good job of that, and pretty impressive with the firearm stuff too. I mean, it didn't, you know, it took a licking and kept on ticking, as John Cameron Swayze used to say. Some of you'll get that. So anyway, like I said, I know a $200 flashlight is not going to be for everybody. If you fall into one of those we'll call it 2.5 categories, you know, search and rescue, whether on the land or the water, or if you're just spending time on the water and you need something to reach out there and shine in front of you, so you don't want to tear the bottom of your boat out on one of those stumps in a reservoir, right? Or if you're a nighttime hunter, I think this could be a really good choice for you. So anyway, thanks again to the folks at Olight for sending me this so I could show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a new video every Friday and Saturday, and sometimes random videos throughout the week. Be sure and check out the list of sponsors in the video description. Many of them have discount codes, and all of them are companies that I know and trust, and I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.